Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are...
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right. A positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the cool, geeky things we love. Today, specifically, we are nerding out about Smallville. Sorry. I'm a little bit hyper because I've got the jitters for this episode.
And then cue the...
Wow, that doesn't look right. Okay, that's a little bit more like it. If this is your first time listening or watching the Going Back to Smallville, would you stop? If this is your first time, be sure and hit that subscribe button. You can also hit the thumbs up, leave us a comment if you're on YouTube, or you can rate us on your podcast network. We would appreciate it. 5 stars if you're feeling, fruity. I don't know what that was. But yeah, and if you would like the special pre and post show to go along with the Going Back to Smallville, you can head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. There you can get awesome conversations like what we just had about 1990s Pizza Hut cups and Casper and Starburst Twizzlers. Oh. They had them for a little bit.
They did. Yeah. They did. I remember those.
But Maggie, I have enjoyed going back to the 90s.
Yeah.
But
right
what
now,
I want to do?
You want to go back to Smallville?
No.
Oh, going back to Smallville.
Sure. All right. That's
a botch.
Great
I'm
intro.
Sorry.
It's not easy, is it? See, you give me crap every week about, having the right tense, and it's not as easy as it seems.
Oh, I agreed with you last week that it's hard.
It is hard.
We're going back to Smallville.
Erased from existence. So, today's episode, we're talking about Season 1, Episode 8, Jitters. Original air date, don't do that. It just doesn't look right. It looks like you're making fun of people.
I'm not making fun of
I know, you're doing the jitters. I get it. Original air date was December 11th, 2001. Written by Sherry Bennett and Jeff Goatsfield. Goatsfield? Gottesfeld.
Yeah, Goatsfield.
Directed by co-directors Greg Beeman and Michael Watkins. Greg Beeman, of course, has popped up a couple of times already, but he will go on to direct some of the best episodes of Smallville. And I believe this one is his first really, really, really good one. But we won't talk about that just yet. This was actually the first season mid-season finale.
Oh, really?
So, yep. I think there may have been like a 1 or 2 week hiatus during there. Maybe. I mean, they've done 8 episodes since December 11th.
It sounds like Christmas.
Yeah. But so they took a break, and I don't remember when the next one comes back. But obviously, they took some time to be able to catch up on filming, of course. Maybe reevaluate where they want to take the season. So I think this episode kind of kickstart a few things. But definitely when we come back next week, I think we'll start to see some storylines ramping up that'll pay off before the end of the season. Okay. So, but we'll talk about that next week. So, Maggie, before we dive in, how are you feeling about this episode?
This episode made me feel kind of shaky.
Oh, my God.
It made me feel... I don't know. What's the word? Jittery.
Jeez. Oh my God. It hurts.
Now you feel the burn.
Oh my God. Quit. Right.
I really liked it.
Don't make me get the Candyman after you. Get it? Because he was the Candyman. Yeah. No, I really enjoyed this episode.
I enjoyed it.
I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but this is definitely one of my favorite episodes of season 1. Okay. I'll be completely honest, all right? I have enjoyed our trek back to Smallville.
Yeah.
Okay. It has been fun.
It's been treacherous.
It's... It's been fun. I've enjoyed, reliving some of the nostalgia and stuff. Just seeing Tom Welling again, Jonathan, Martha, all my old buddies, right? There's been some laughs. We've had a few laughs. Went down to the coast, This is the first episode that we've watched that I have felt, okay.
Yeah.
The microphone did something.
Well, I hit the spring, and I know that's means everybody can hear it.
It's fun. But this is the first episode that I really felt,
this is Clark.
Excited.
This is Smallville.
Like, this episode reminded me why I loved Smallville.
Yeah.
This was the first one that really kind of showed the different types of episodes Smallville can do.
Yeah.
This one is highly, it's just amped up to 11,
Drama.
Yeah. And I mean, we'll break it down here in just a minute, but you start off and it's funny. It's almost like a teen comedy.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, you're in like a hostage situation. We get to see Clark go full Clark,
Yeah.
Of course, the parent dynamics. We get some Lionel stuff in here. Some Luthor Corp mischief. I mean, it's all like this is all Smallville,
Okay.
This episode, I feel like, does a really good job representing what specifically the first 4 seasons of Smallville are all about. I love this episode. I think I think there's maybe a couple that could dethrone it, but I think for me, I'm going to go ahead and put my flag down. I think this is going to be my favorite episode of the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really, really loved this episode. And there's a couple I can specifically think of, too, that I think could do it. There's one, I think it's episode 12, which I won't talk about. And then the season finale. I think those are the only 2 that could be more. But really, I feel like just this episode from start to finish is just perfect.
Yeah.
There's nothing I would change. Even the Jitters storyline itself, is good. He's not a bad guy.
No, he's not.
And it's believable what he does. I feel like some of the other freaks of the week have not been that believable.
Crazy people.
But I think my previous favorite episode was Hourglass.
Yeah.
I feel like this kicks Hourglass in the teeth. It just completely dethrones it in every way,
Yeah.
I mean, the pilot's great in its own way, but this is just top tier.
Good storytelling.
Yeah. So, instead of talking about this episode, let's dive in to the synopsis. So, Maggie, we begin our trek back to Smallville, or we're going back to Smallville, right?
Yeah.
With Jonathan. We open up with Jonathan working on the truck at the farm, getting ready to go to Metropolis for a few days for his and Martha's anniversary. Wow, it just immediately cuts off there and goes to something else. So I was like, I can just read straight through this. Nope, I didn't do enough notes for myself. So, we see Jonathan working on the truck, and he's like, Clark, get your scrawny ass out here and work on this truck. He's like, okay, Dad. And so he walks out there, he's got his headphones on, eating his popsicle, and he's like, oh, you need me to lift a truck, Dad? And he's like, why, yeah. And so Clark lifts it up, and Martha's like, now, you know the number to 911. You know the number to the fire department, right? You know the number to animal control. If one of the horses starts screaming, right, Clark? And he's like, I got it. And so then Martha gets in, and Jonathan's like, Martha, get your ass to the truck. We got to get out of here.
It's already in there, Jonathan.
If we're going to make it to Metropolis on time, we got to get going, Martha. And so they leave, right? They peel out of there. Jonathan's kicking up gravel everywhere. He's like, I gotta go.
And Clark, he's like, big old smile on his face, like, ha, got the house to myself.
House all to myself.
Guess
Cue the
what?
risky business music.
Yeah.
I don't think I said the word business correctly.
And it goes, dun, 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 dun. The screaming horses.
I was so lost. I was so lost just then. I had no idea what the hell you were talking about. I was like, was Clark screaming? So we go over and we flash forward. We're in Metropolis, okay? We are actually in Metropolis.
Oh,
maybe for the first
fancy.
time. Yeah. Where we join Earl. We don't know his name is Earl yet.
Yeah.
But we see a lady placing a baby in a crib. And old Earl comes walking through, and he looks at that baby, and he just does the one thing you're not supposed to do. He starts shaking the baby, and I'm like, "Good God, Earl! I know it's your child, right? Like, I mean, we'll know eventually, but I know this is your child. But geez, man." Like, oh my
very
God.
problematic here.
Oh my God! And
shakes the baby, shakes the crib.
Like, thank God he didn't actually have the baby.
No, yeah, he shakes the crib.
But it does show the baby being shook. Like, I mean, obviously the camera was just shaking. They weren't actually shaking the baby on the set or anything, obviously. But like in the scene, like it's like Earl, man. Like, come on, bro. What are you doing? Like,
if you know this is a spell, it's like, get your hands off of everything, man.
Like,
that's your baby.
That's the one thing. That's like the main thing they tell you is don't shake the baby.
Don't do that to the baby.
This is a tiny baby. Yeah. It's a little bitty baby, you know? Cute. It was adorable. Gosh. I think it's a boy. I want to say it's a boy. I don't know if they ever clarify that, but I think there's a note we have later that clarifies that. So, Earl is he's pissed the F off, right? Yeah. He's like, I can't hold my baby. Our pets' heads are falling off. And so he goes walking through the rain, right? And he's just rumbling through there on his way to the Luthor Corp. And I believe he passes the Kent's truck. I want to say that in that shot, because there is a very prominent blue truck that drives by that does not look Metropolis appropriate.
It's got jugs of milk in the back.
Exactly. And so I'm pretty sure that that's what's going on.
Yeah.
But what do we see? We see Luthor Corp Plaza, right? Not to be mixed up. I was gonna make a bad joke about Die Hard. I can't even think of the name of the plaza. So
Die
Earl,
Hard Plaza.
Yeah, that's what it was called. Earl, like in the movie Die Hard, it's called Die Hard Plaza.
Yeah. Because you gotta die hard.
Did you know that the dad from Family Matters is a cop?
Yeah, Carl Winslow. Yeah, I knew that.
Like, but he's in
Die Hard. Yeah, I know that.
But he's not playing Carl Winslow.
No,
but he is a cop.
But he is a cop. Yeah.
I think that's why they gave him the job.
Yes.
Anyway, I digress. So Earl walks over and he starts banging on the door. Right?
Hey, Ed.
And so
Ed.
Is his name Ed?
I don't know.
I
think it's something like that.
Might as well be Ed. Right?
And Ed's
so Ed's buffing the floor. He's listening to Jimmy Buffett while he's
takes off his headphones and he's like, Carl.
He's like, Earl, you can't be coming over here no more. What are you doing? You need to get that raggedy ass out of here.
Sorry about your all's ears.
He's like, you need to die, Earl. Right? And Earl's like, what are you talking? Let me in, man.
You're not supposed to be around her.
Man, let me in. I'm hungry, man. And he's like, Earl, you're floating. What are you doing? He's like, please, just let me in. And then he starts shaking.
He touched him?
Kills the guy. He just kills it. Yeah, because Ed had opened the door, and so he's like, come on, man. And then he shakes him to death, right? He just, I don't know, like breaks his neck. Who knows, right? He gave him the shakes.
And then he realized, oh, God, what have I done?
Yeah. Let's not do that the whole episode. So he's just like hovering over this dead
I'm
Ed,
really
right?
hyper and tired at the same time.
And then he's like, why? And then it cuts to somebody
jitters away.
Me.
Zoom out.
Right
Are you?
So then we come back and Clark, Chloe, and Pete, the three musketeers, are walking down to the bus, right? And they're like,
small, just a small event. intimate party.
Yeah.
That's
well,
it.
they're walking, they're talking,
Intimate.
and Clark's like, God, I don't know, guys. I don't know if we should have people over.
I'm home
and Styles
alone.
is like, hey, man, you need to chill out. We got to go surf on top of my van later. And then they're like, what are you doing? Get out of here. This ain't Teen Wolf. And then Pete's like, it'll be fun. I'm just going to completely keep going. And so Pete's like, it'll be fine, Clark. And so then, what do? Hard cut party at Clark's house. All right. We got rave music. We've got beers. We've got red cups.
Drink.
We got music blaring, right? We got screaming horses. We got jugs of milk.
We got milk shots lined up.
We got Oreo McFlurries. The ice cream machine is not shut down tonight, fellas.
A quarters game going with milk.
Yeah, we got
mixed with beer.
Bras and So Clark's just like, golly gee, this is amazing. This is wizard.
It's only supposed to have only like 5 people.
And then he's just sat there, he's got his hands behind his head, he's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And what does he see? Some guy getting ready to barf. Styles is
gonna
got the
hurl.
bowl, and he's like, I'm gonna feel
I don't feel
good.
so good. I think I'm gonna puke.
I feel like I should have drank that milk and Jägermeister. And so Clark,
that is a drink.
Clark then he's like,
That's so sad.
it's a White Russian. So Clark is like, no, I'm kidding.
No, it's not White Russian.
And so Clark's like, hold on, and he goes to bullet time, right? Because what better use of your superpowers than not letting a dude puke all over the place?
To help somebody not puke and make a fool out of themselves.
He gives him a bowl, right? Like a kitchen bowl, not something else. And so the guy just barfs in the bowl, and Clark's like, oh man, what? This party is so crazy. I can't believe what anything could happen.
Where did all these people come from? I don't know who half of these people are.
This party can't get any crazier. And then fireworks start going off, right? He's like, holy hell, what is that? They're going to scare the horses. The horses are screaming.
Matt, there's already screaming.
No, they were screaming more because fireworks are shooting off. Have you ever tried to shoot a fireworks off at a freaking working barn? It is not good. You gotta scare those cows, man. You gotta stampede on your hands. Then what are you gonna do? Kevin Bacon ain't around, so you better figure the freak out, all right? So Clark's out there, and he's like, oh, man.
Breathe.
And Lex is
Breathe.
Lex is like, I heard somebody was having a party, bro.
I thought I'd help you out, man.
And then what? Ring, 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 ring. No, nobody's answering. Martha, there must be something wrong. And John's like, Martha, God, calm down.
Boy.
He's
fine.
Okay. He's a GD alien from space. He's fine. All right? Because listen, this is the one time of year that we have sex, and we ain't going back to Smallville until you've seen my Smallville.
Oh, man.
Martha's like, what has happened to you, John?
I've been hanging out in the barn with those horses, and they've been telling me things. I could talk to the horses now. I could speak their language.
He's like, sure, we're in
And
Smallville right now, but tonight you're going to be watching Everwood.
Oh, the horses told me that we need to get busy.
Oh my God. So then, of course, we get back to the house, and Clark is, still just pity-pattering around. Who knows, right? He's talking to Lana, and he's like, oh,
you're here without Whitney.
Love of my life,
Where's
Lana Wang,
Mama
right?
Whitney?
And she's like, oh, you think I can't go anywhere without that son of a bitch? I can't
Breathe. And Clark's like, well, I mean, no. And she's like, I just wanted to come here by myself on my own.
I'm literally crying.
I know. That's why I'm trying to vamp until you're back and you're normal. You need to breathe. God. And Lana says, after she spoke to the horses, because Jonathan Kent told her to.
It's a horse party, all right? Listen, me and Maggie, we're just horsing around, okay? So then
the horses told her that she doesn't need to be with Whitney anymore.
What happens next? Speaking of Whitney, I can't talk about
Whitney comes busted through the door with chugs down a whole entire jug of milk.
That's right. He wipes the milk mustache off.
And he's like,
Lana,
nice party, Clark.
What are you doing here, Lana? And I was like,
she's like, step outside.
I was like, F you son of a bitch.
She's like, I told you when we got back together, and me and Matt looked at each other. We're like, huh?
When did they break up?
When did they break up?
Are we talking like 3 episodes ago when she went on a date with Clark? Because they've been together since then.
Date, quotations over date.
But it was,
She's
friends.
like, but I told you I needed space. And well, lo and behold, they don't hear the horses screaming. They hear some other commotion inside the barn.
That's right.
And Whitney's like, Clark!
He's like, Clark, hey, Clark, you need to come in here. There's something in your barn, man.
There's something inside your barn over here, man. There's all kinds of commotion.
Like, hey, party, man. This is a great party, man. But there's something in your barn, party, man. So Clark comes out. Whitney grabs a rake as if that's going to do some shit, right? Obviously not. And so Clark's like, just, Whitney, chill the F out, all right? And he moves back a blanket. And what do we got? Earl shivering to death. Right?
And what the frick? How does Earl know the kids?
It's 30 degrees outside apparently, because he is just he's blue. He is so cold. You would have thought we were watching the episode Cool again. All right, like he is just so cold, right? And so he's like, "Hey, stay back, Whitney. This is Earl. I know Earl. I vouch for Earl. Earl's my friend. He once taught me a guitar, and I kept breaking his strings, man. So you just stay back, Whitney. You get your rake. You get the hell out of here." And so he's like, "Earl, is everything okay?" And Earl's like, "Clark, I need to go to the hospital."
I need to talk to your dad.
And so
I need to talk to Jonathan, but Clark's like, no, Dad's getting laid. This is one time of year he's laid.
This is one time of year. If I call him, he's gonna be super pissed. Okay, so we gotta listen. I'm gonna take you to the hospital because you are freezing to death as if it's 30 and it's literally 69 out here, my man. And so Clark puts him in a truck. They drive off. What happens to the rest of the party? God only knows, right? They probably did body shots or something. Pete's off jack-a-lacking around, you know. So then
easy.
we go to commercial break.
Commercial break.
All right, let's all take a breath. All right. So we're now back from the commercial break, and you know, Clark, man, what an evening, right? Time of his life. You could say, one could say that would have been a whole episode, and it would have been fantastic. It would have been the Can't Hardly Wait of Smallville, right? But they were like, no, you know what? This isn't the Can't Hardly Wait of Smallville.
More.
This is the Die Hard of Smallville. All right. So, so Clark walks in to the barn, to the house, the Kent farm, and it's trashed, man. Like, you would have thought Oscar the Grouch lived there because it was just trashed. All right. We have a baby. So maybe I should tell you why we have just made an Oscar the Grouch reference. He's like, oh man, trash.
Oh man, I'm all that trash.
And so Clark's like, you know what?
I'm all that trash.
I've got super speed. I'm gonna do this because what better use of my superpowers than to clean up this trashed house? And so we see Clark going super speed. What?
I was even sitting there thinking, I was like, I swear, if it just shows him at normal speed cleaning this all up, I'll be so mad.
I mean, here's the question, right? Like, here's the question. Clark is moving at super speed, so to us it looks like it's quicker, but he's still doing the physical exertion of cleaning the house.
Yeah.
So, like, if he's moving at super speed, it's not like it's easier for him. One would argue it's probably harder because he's having to, like, imagine if you were cleaning the house.
A lot of energy.
But you were sprinting the whole time, right? Like, I feel like that would be harder to do. I digress, right? So we see Clark, he's like sweeping and, you know, different stuff. And then he's like, takes a breath, it feels good, turns around and... You dumb son of a bitch, you kept me from getting laid last night, Clark.
You're going to sleep with the horses tonight. No milk for you.
Sleep with the fishes.
And Martha said, I called the house
Jonathan
500 times.
Jonathan says, Clark, where have you been? And Clark says, the hospital. And Martha says, that's it. I'm never leaving home again. I gotta say, we've had a lot of fun. That was a great line. Like, that was really good. It actually made me chuckle out loud. Like, that was, I COL'd. Okay. It was good.
Yeah.
And so Jonathan is like, what are you talking about, man? You're an alien. What are you doing at the hospital? You know you ain't supposed to go around.
Is everybody okay?
Medical folk. You know our religion doesn't believe in medicine, Clark.
He says, it's Earl.
Like, it's Earl, Dad.
He's back.
He's back and he's cold. He's really cold. He's in a tough spot. So he's like, take me to him, son. And so they get in the truck, they drive off, right? And they get over there and they're at the ER. And then, you know, Jonathan is like, hey.
Why is the cops involved?
Yeah. And I think at this point, when Clark got close, it hurt him, right? Okay.
Wait.
I feel like that happened already because
it happened in the barn.
Yes, because Clark's already behind the glass. He's like, I can't get close to him. When I get close to him, it feels like I'm like close to meteor rock.
Yeah, because Jonathan tries to get him going in there with him. And he's like, every time I get near him, I get sick. So.
Yeah. And so Jonathan like, Earl, what's up, Earl? What's going on, man? And he's like, Jonathan.
They did something to me.
They did something to me in level 3 of Luthor Corp. I don't know why I'm talking like that. And he's like, level 3, what the hell are you talking about, Earl? What are you talking about? And he's like, I went to Luthor Corp. I was working on level 3. They had these crops. I don't know, man. A lot of things happened, and now I can't get warm. I'm just so cold. I feel like I've drank 7 coffees because I've got the jitters. Mic drop, right? And Jonathan's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, are you on drugs? Is that what's going on? And he's like, Jonathan, you gotta listen, man. You gotta help me. You gotta help me figure out level 3. I gotta get cured. I can't see my baby. I can't see my kid. Jonathan, please. And Jonathan's like, Earl, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure that she gets fixed.
Blood straight to his
and then
face.
he walks out the door, and Clark's like, what are we gonna do? And he said, nothing. We're not doing anything. Earl's on his own. Listen, that dude slept in our barn.
Clark's like, we're going to find out level 3.
He tried to shake his baby to death. He made me not be able to get laid with my wife in 25 years. So no, we are not doing anything for that man in there. And what's Earl doing? He's got his little mic, and he's like, I heard all that. You some
I'm going to take care of it myself.
The Kent barn is going to be a cold one tonight. Cold in hell, right?
And screaming.
That's right, because of the horses. And so then Clark's like, Dad, I got to go to school, Dad, because we're having a field trip to Luthor Corp, Dad. And he's like, all right, stop talking to me like that. Just get to school. What are you telling me for? You can run there. What are you even telling me? Get out of here, kid. You stink. You ain't no good. All right, I'm sorry. You're just too darn loud. And so
sorry. I can't be perfect.
So Clark runs off, and he's gone, right? Yeah. So then Clark, what'd you say? What did you say?
I said drinking milk that's on
So the whole school, Clark, and the whole school. So you got Chloe, you got Pete, you got Lana, you got Whitney, and then you got like 8 other people that nobody's ever freaking seen before. Right? Maybe Flana's there, who knows? And but they're all walking through Luthor Corp. What? And who's their tour guide?
Chloe's
dad, and he makes a poop joke, and everyone laughs, and she's like, "Oh, Dad,
you don't need to stop laughing.
It's like, you're so gross, Dad." So then, as they're walking, Earl has left the hospital. I don't know, shakes a cop to death. I don't know. Can he control it now? Because, like, he was being in a wheelchair, and then he starts shaking, and then the things open, the doors to the elevator open, and he's not there anymore.
Yeah, they put him in the wheelchair because it's transferring him. Mm-hmm. And then I think he knew that the jitters were coming on.
Mm. And he breaks out.
And he breaks it because he knew that was his opportunity to get out.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta go to level 3. So he puts on
I can't shake my baby.
He puts on a sport coat. I mean, it's a valid reason. Let's be honest, that is a valid reason.
It's a valid reason. It's so strange.
So he puts on his nicest sport coat and he takes off for Luthor Corp. Right, he sneaks in, and then while he's sneaking in, Clark sneaks away to try and find level 3. Clark just can't help himself. All right, Clark
has to be up in everybody's business.
Listen.
Investigating.
That's right.
Every detail.
Clark Kent will one day be a Pulitzer Prize winning investigative journalist. All right? And I feel like this is the beginnings of this, right? So Clark's like, I'm going to figure out. Sorry. He's like, I'm going to figure out what's up with level 3.
Yeah.
So Earl takes the kids hostage. He gets in. He's like, I can't find it. F it. I'm taking these kids hostage.
I followed the pipes.
Followed the pipes. Wasn't there.
The pipes. The door wasn't there. The elevator. And so on.
I'm going to do the next best thing. I'm going to kidnap these kids. I'm going to demand level 3 be opened. And that makes
no
sense,
level
right?
3.
So then they're like, oh, geez, all these kids are hostage, right? So let's all go to Luthor Corp and let's stand outside the gates and protest or some bullshit. I don't even know.
But then Lex rolls up and
Lex rolls in. He's like,
I got it under control.
Down the coast. We'll have a few laughs. Let them in. He's like, it's like he's at a club.
Oh no,
he's like, let the kids in. Just you two and those 8 girls. Let them in. You got girls? All right, you come in too. He's like a bouncer outside of a club, right? It's like I'm watching Robert Schabotsky trying to sneak in, right? And so Martha and Jonathan walk in. They're like, Lex, what are you doing? What are you doing with our kids, my man? Lex like, listen, we're doing the best we can. I don't know what we're doing. And so then Clark is like, I found the blueprints, right?
Yeah.
We're back inside
and I'm going to bring them to Earl.
Like, I figured this out. I know the perfect thing to do. I'm going to walk up to the guy that I can't do anything around because of the meteoroids. I'm going to show him these blueprints that level 3 doesn't exist because obviously this man is very calm, cool, and collected, and he will listen to reason.
Earl will listen to me.
Yeah.
I know Earl. Earl knows me.
We crazy obsessed with this.
We work side by side out in the field.
He taught me how to play guitar.
He taught me how to milk the cows. So he should
I got the milk straight from the source, my man. I can't say my man. So then Clark walks in. He's like, Earl, look at these blueprints, Earl.
There's no level 3.
He's like, shut the hell up, Clark. These blueprints can be faked.
Yeah, and he hits him. Yeah.
Get over there. He smacks him in the back of the head. He's like, what the hell are you doing, kid? Get out of here. You stink. You're no good. You're just too darn loud. And so Clark walks over to Whitney. He's like, oh, jeez, I'm sorry, guys. I guess it didn't work, you know? I underestimated old Earl. And so then, while that's happening,
guess who flies in? Coming in at
what music that was?
At a height of 5 foot.
I'd say 6'7".
No,
a good 6.
I would say
6'9" if you count the hair.
5'8".
Mr. Lionel Luthor. And he says, Lex,
with all
what
of
the
his
have you done?
douchebaggery that there is.
Lex, I left you to run a crap factory, and now I got 20 goddamn teenagers being held hostage. What the hell's wrong with you, Lex? He is just angry. He is angry that beautiful mane, you know, is just glowing. It's gorgeous.
He's a lion. You got to tame the lion.
That's right. He is Lionel. So He says, when Lionel comes to visit the plant after the hostage situation, Lex introduces Lionel to Jonathan. Lionel offers to shake his hand, saying, "It's been a long time, but I never forget a face." Foreshadowing. So they know each other. Jonathan and
drinking milk and listen to the horses scream.
Is that what they do?
That's what they did.
There's a history there.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
And making out.
Lionel and... No, I don't think it's that. So then Lionel's like, all right, listen. I'm a businessman. I'm a man of constant sorrows. Let me have the phone. I will talk to Earl. We'll get this settled. Everything will be easy breezy, lemon peasy.
All right, and they call.
And they're like, sure. And he's like...
Earl picks up.
He's like, Earl. Are you Earl?
Yeah,
I'm
Earl.
Okay, I'll say, hello, is this Earl?
Yeah, it is. Who are you, bitch?
This is Lionel Luthor.
You are the reason why I shake so much. I shook my own baby.
I do not agree to that.
No, you lie.
I will have you
lie.
know.
Where's level 3?
I will have you know, we do not have a level 3.
You lie.
Nor do we negotiate with terrorists. You
lie.
want to kill the kids? Kill the goddamn kids. I don't care. We got insurance, bitch. Bye. He hangs up. He's like, we don't negotiate with terrorists.
And Earl walks up to the camera.
He's like,
you shouldn't have done that. You
super pissed.
You.
He says, you're going to think you said Earl 3
Dick
times
bag.
in the mirror because I'm going to show up. I'm going to cut you, Lionel.
You did this. Shoots out the camera.
Yeah, because he has a gun.
Yeah.
So
after that, didn't like one of the methane
valves
Lionel
talks to Earl. Earl is so pissed he breaks a pipe, releasing methane gas into the room, right? Yeah. So now not only do we got Earl with a gun, we got
kids
gas.
As hostages.
We got Lionel not wanting to negotiate with terrorists. We got Clark sidelined because he can't do anything to Earl because he's got meteor rock, right?
Whoa, Whitney.
Yeah, and Whitney, in the midst of all this, he's like, you know what?
We could take him down, Clark.
We could do it.
Clark, let's take him down.
He's like, you heard it. Never mind. I was going to make a bad reference. I was going to make a really bad reference.
Let's take him down.
I can't do it, Whitney.
Whitney,
I just can't.
I shouldn't do it, Whitney.
I can't. I didn't have enough milk this morning. I haven't drank my milk.
And Whitney's
I haven't drunk enough milk.
Whoa. Whitney's like, that's too bad. I'm going to take care of it myself.
And Lana's like, it's okay, Clark.
Yeah.
You're not a moron.
It's okay.
You're just a coward, all right?
Yeah.
I'm going to have sex with Whitney so hard later, you're going to think we're in Metropolis for our anniversary. She's like, we may be in Smallville now, but Clark, later on, Whitney's going to be in everyone.
God, that's the worst joke. That's the worst joke.
Whitney tries to stop Earl, but fails. Clark looks like a coward. He's like, Kid, you could have helped. And Clark's like, sorry, bro, you're on your own. So then after all this, Lex is out there. He's like, nobody takes my crap factory hostage and gets away with it.
Lex is like, I'm going to go in there and take care of it.
Lex, leave it alone. Leave it alone, Lex. You can't do it. And he says, Dad, you have no idea what I'm capable of.
I'm sorry, but can't be perfect.
So then Lex walks in. Bulletproof vest. Brilliant. Right? Lex walks in and Earl's like, who the hell are you? And he says, who am I? I'm the hell guy that is going to take you to level 3, sucker.
Of this plant. I'm like, Lex Luthor.
This
I'm
is my crap
son.
factory.
Yeah.
And so Lex goes in and talks to Earl. Earl then is like, all right, I believe
I'll
you.
let all the kids
I'll let the kids go. So Earl releases the kids and goes with Lex to find level 3. And then
Where's
Clark's like, oh, finally, I'm not around these meteor rocks. I'll be okay.
And he lets out a big old burp.
And then Clark's like, oh, I should stay. And so
I'm going to stay and I'm going to figure out level 3's here.
I can't leave Lex alone.
I believe Earl.
I believe in a thing called Earl.
I believe in a thing called Earl.
So then Clark goes back, and what does he do? He runs up to the elevator shaft that's hidden, and he uses those X-ray spectacles that he's got, right?
An X-ray.
And an elevator.
An X-ray.
And so Lex, Earl, and Clark all go down to level 3. And Lex like, I swear to God, I didn't know there was a level 3.
I love how Clark shows up on the camera. Like, he knows he can't be near Earl. I just love that part. He looks at he's like, Earl!
He's like,
I found level 3. It's there. Follow the pops.
He's like Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
He's like, Earl, I found level 3. Better not find me. And so the doors open. Finally, we've made it to the secret level 3
and Earl,
of Luthor Corp.
And
what do we see?
Nothing. Earl's like, where is it? Where's
Wide
the corn?
spaces.
Where's the corn? Where's the spray?
Corn? Where's the meteor spray?
Where's the screaming horses?
They're not here. And he's like, Luthor, Lex, you walk out on this bridge. And Lex is like, okay,
I have no clue what you're talking about.
So Lex goes out on the bridge, and Earl's on the side of the bridge, and Clark's on the other side, and they're all just kind of staring. And then Earl's like, "Oh Jesus, here comes the big one. Here's the big one, Loretta. I'm coming to meet you." And so he starts shaking. Don't do it. And he starts shaking, and then the whole bridge comes falling down. Right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Holy hell!" And it's like it's the same special effect that they used in Star Trek Generations when Captain Kirk is just strapped to the bridge and he goes tumbling down the side of the mountain.
What a comparison.
It's the exact same. Like,
it is the exact same, but I've never thought of it that way.
Maybe it was a Ken doll. You know, maybe this is a miniature beast. Like, I don't know. But either way, Captain Kirk was like, I'm done, I guess. Man, I'm really going to miss my screaming horses in the Nexus. So anyway, Earl breaks the bridge, and then Clark saves everyone, right? He walks over and he's like, "Whoa!" And he's lifting Lex, and Earl's still there. He's got the meteor rock coursing through his veins, and Clark's like, "Oh, I'm hurting." But you know what? Clark just wouldn't be Clark if he wasn't able to power it up, you know, because it's
just like we go into work every day. We just ignore the pain. We just keep on pulling that person
Because
out.
Maggie, you know, the thing is that Superman without the powers would still be Superman, because it's not about what he can do, it's about who he is. All right, and who he is, Clark Kent. That's right, the Mighty Ducks man. I swear to God. And he lifts Lex one-handed, and he lifts Earl one-handed. He's like, "Come on, fellas!"
No.
Come on, fellas.
I would have smacked your mouth.
And so then Lex is like, "How'd you do that, Clark?" And Clark's like, "Adrenaline and milk, man, makes the body strong."
And power battling by the screaming horses.
He says, "Got milk." And so then they walk out, right? And you know, all is forgiven. You know, Lionel's out there, the Kents are out there, and they're like, "Ah, Clark, you did it." And Lionel's like, "Oh, Lex, my boy, you old sport, what are you doing?"
Cameras, that piece of fake ass trash.
And Lionel's like, a big emergency has been averted. All is good. Earl is a very, very sick man. And Lex says, that's why we are going to pay for all of Earl's medical needs. We are a family here at Luthor Corp. And when you're here, you're family. And
worst
like,
toxic work environment you could work for.
And, "Oh, Lex, thanks." You know, the reporter's like, "Oh, this is so great. Lex, tell us more." And he's like, "I'll tell you more." And they're like, Lionel's like, "Listen, my son he's been through a traumatic experience." And he hugs Lex, right? And he's like, "You son of a bitch." And then, I'm so effing proud of you right now.
And then Lex,
you effed with me, and I'm gonna F with you. We're just gonna F each other.
Dad, that sounds gross. But Lex looks over, and what does he see?
He sees Jonathan,
the Kent
Martha,
family hugging on each other. Loving, and then
he's like, "You know what, Clark?"
Out of the distance, you hear.
He's like, "Clark, you know, I was supposed to go to Everwood, but you make me glad to be in Smallville." And the Clark's like, "That's really gross, Dad." And Lex is just like, "Man, I wish I had that." The end.
Wait, he wishes he had Everwood.
I mean, maybe. So, according to the Chloe Chronicles, the son of Earl and Belinda Jenkins is named Johnny.
Mm.
Yeah. So it is a boy. And this is a little heads up. We will be watching the Chloe Chronicles. They are part of the season 2 DVD, I think. They may be on season 3. But they were released later, so we're going to wait until the time they were released. I think they were released at the end of season 2. Even though they may take place in season 1, we're still going to wait just in case there's like future spoilers in there. Sometimes they do that. So, this is the mid-season finale. Maggie, that was Jitters. What'd you think of Jitters?
I really liked it.
Yeah?
It was good. Good story. Kept me engaged.
I know we laughed a lot. But I will say, I think that I think it's one of the best episodes they've done. I know I said this earlier. But I feel like Greg Beeman was in there, and I want to say, it was co-directed, and I would say if I had to guess, he probably did more of the action stuff. But really, I wouldn't, if you had to mesh two things together, Can't Hardly Wait and Die Hard would not be two movies I would think would work well together. And honestly, they could have only done the Die Hard stuff. It could have just started with Earl and ended there. But I really, really enjoyed the first 5 to 7 minutes of this, where it was just Clark being a teenager.
Yeah.
That was a much needed.
That was nice. A nice break.
It was. I mean, especially.
I need to know who I am.
I mean, as the show goes on, it does get super dramatic with Clark. He is ever upset, trying to figure out things, trying to do the right thing, trying not to let people down, all that stuff. And so it's nice to see moments like this where it is Clark just us being reminded, hey, yes, he grows into Superman one day, but right now he's just a teenage boy, and he just wants to kiss the girl that lives next door. He
grows up to be Superman.
You dork. All right. So, in our segments, we're going to jump into current segment, Countdown to Billy. We are 83 weeks away until Billy gets here. All right. We actually started off the pre-show talking about this. There may be extra episodes throughout the season whenever we watch bonus features and stuff. So the 83 weeks is tentative. That could get further away, just depending
90
on
weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. By the time we do special features
Billy.
and all that stuff.
Not sorry.
But let's get into the Freak of the Week.
Major Funky.
So, the Freak of the Week this week is Earl Jenkins, a.k.a. Jitters. His power, shaking.
Jitters.
Jitters. His name is Jitters. His powers are Jitters. Maggie, the current ranking for the Freak of the Week. We have Cassandra. At number 1, we have Cassandra and Harry Lloyd. At number 2... I forgot we named him Harry Lloyd. Yeah. At number 2, we've got Coach. 25 years. Number 3, we got Tina, a.k.a. Flana. Number 4, we got Jody Melville, a.k.a. Be Kind to Yourself. Number 5, Psychic Horn Dog. Number 5. Oh, I didn't update the numbers. At number 6, Freakazoid, and at the bottom of the barrel, Bug Boy. Mate, where would you put Earl Jenkins, aka Jitters?
That's hard.
Is it? I don't think it's hard. He's number 8.
No, it's not. Number 8. Oh, well, yeah, it is number 8.
I mean, let's break this down. The episode was amazing.
Yes.
Earl's story was really moving. It was really good. He wanted to be with his family, right? The actor, of course, did a great job. His impact on the story was, obviously felt throughout.
Yeah.
His powers, I rank these off of character, not just on powers. Obviously, if we were just ranking who would win in a fight or something, that'd be one thing. But I rank it off of who was the best character in this,
Yeah, and that's where I'm having a hard time, because I really enjoyed Coach, because he was crazy mad all the time. And then I really liked Cassandra.
I liked Cassandra too. I do feel like the Harry Lloyd stuff pulls it down a little. You know, like it's Cassandra.
Yeah, because
that's
that's what episode popped in my head. Where they didn't know what to do with like the third act. So they decided to let him.
Yeah, he's old again. Now he's young again.
Oh, no, he fell back in the pond. So he does have a good character arc, Jitters does. Mm-hmm. Like where he starts
very sympathetic.
Yeah.
He's, in my opinion, he is the first fully fleshed out character we've had.
Yeah.
Like, you know his motivations. Mm-hmm. You see him sympathetically. You see him get pushed too far. Mm-hmm. And you see him maybe not necessarily redeemed, but number one. I completely agree. Number one. So we will put Jitters at numero uno. All right. So the new ranking. Freaks of the Week, we got number 1, Jitters. Number 2, Cassandra and Harry Lloyd. Number 3, Coach. Number 4, Tina, a.k.a. Lana. Number 5.
Lord.
Let's see. Number 5, Jody Melville, a.k.a. Be Kind to Yourself. Mm-hmm. Number 6, Heat Sucking Horn Dog. Number 7, Freakazoid. And number 8, Bug Boy. All right. No flats, no tights. Did they break the rule this week, Maggie? Did they break the rule?
There were no tights. There were no flights, so they did not break the rule.
Mm-hmm. Did they?
They didn't. Don't do this with me long because I will fall asleep.
I'm trying to think of the bridge. I guess there wasn't really... There was some super strength for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I guess
definitely,
he didn't really...
No.
Yeah.
He didn't like leap out to make it look like he's flying or anything, so yeah.
You're going to be one of those.
What?
Where you are going to go balls to the wall
I'm going to
not flying.
Dissect everything. Isn't that why?
I feel like you're
Isn't
gonna
that
say
why
they never
you
break the
brought
rules.
me on the show?
Is that why?
Yes.
Maybe.
I like how it's semi-yelled.
All right. DCU references. Part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
You become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it.
So, the Kents go to Metropolis. That has
Metropolis.
been DC references. No,
Metropolis.
This is the first episode in the series to have a scene set in Metropolis. So this is the first time we go to Metropolis in the series. Metropolis does become a reoccurring area for sure.
I thought you was going to say reoccurring character.
I mean, hey, Gotham is a character, right? Why not Metropolis? Think about it. Metropolis looks an awful lot like Toronto. So...
Probably that's where all the CW is shot at.
That's true. It is all from Canada, actually. So lastly, the talent mix. Remy Zero!
Hey, I like these guys. Yeah. Remy Zero!
Love those guys. All right. We open up at the party with Pacific Coast Party by Smash Mouth. Walking on the sun. Hey now, you're a sellout. All right. The People That We Love by Bush.
Yeah.
Bush's Baked Beans. Didn't realize they made music. My Bridges Burn by The Cult. Bad Idea by Bad Ronald.
Bad Ronald.
And Tie Me Up by Handsome Devil. Pretty sure all of these were at the party. I think
you're right.
I don't think any of these. I think they cleaned on the score.
The Smash Mouth song started playing, and you're like, "Is that Smash Mouth?"
It ain't no joke, no, by the world of cooking, if the world of singing, Now, see, what's funny is I'm making fun of it, but I obviously know all the words, right?
Yeah.
So who's the real idiot here?
They play that song a lot on the radio.
Next time on Smallville, episode 9. This is mid-season premiere titled Rogue.
Ooh.
Yeah.
X-Men.
Not anything to do with the X-Men. I wish, believe me, as much as I'd love for, Charles Xavier to come in and...
What are you doing?
Maggie was like, Hello, Charles. Charles.
no.
Oh, Charles.
I'm
You
gonna
should
smack your
have killed
mouth.
me when you had the chance, Charles.
Magneto, I'm gonna smack your mouth.
Charles.
Smack.
Charles. Oh, plastic Charles. I was Gandalf once. All right.
Wasn't he Dumbledore?
No. No. We'll find out. You know what? We'll look it up in the post show. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Going Back to Smallville. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can also leave a comment. Rate us on your favorite podcast network. If you watch this on YouTube, go over to the podcast, rate it, And if you listen to it on podcast, why don't you go over to the YouTube? Just click play, maybe leave a comment. It helps us grow. Go down to the coast, have a few laughs, But no, it helps support us, Yeah. And if you'd like to support us even further, you can go to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, where you can get this show ad-free, extended. You can watch the pre and post show where we talk about random things. But not only for the Going Back to Smallville, but for everything we do. All the videos we do, including special videos, like our movie club. I believe this month, by the time this comes out, we will have watched Doctor Strange and a few other things. So you can even listen to the backlog. We have Back to the Future commentary on there too. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for us for Going Back to Smallville. Thanks for watching, and as always,
Have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye.